Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's do a complete beginner's guide to Nightingale, shall we? Now that the Realms Reborn update is released, the game and its progression system have been entirely overhauled. It's a great time to dive into Nightingale if you haven't already, or if you played previously in early access like I did. It's a good time to get reacquainted with the information because things really have changed, and in my opinion, for the better, almost across the board. So what we're going to do in this guide is start up a brand new game so that you can play along if you've just purchased the game, or just see if this is the kind of game you might be interested in playing based on the gameplay and help answer some questions that you might have. Now, what we're going to do with this is explain the UI, the controls, some basic tips and tricks, some strategies, how to survive, and get through the beginning portion of the game so that you can kind of sink your teeth into Nightingale and have fun with it on your terms. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to show you the only build you should play, the fastest way to level and explore, or do any kind of optimizational min-maxing in that way, but rather just provide the fundamentals so you can enjoy Nightingale at your own pace. And we're going to dive in right here with a new game, okay? So once you select new game, you get to do the character creator. And this is going to be something where you kind of get to mess with your appearance. And it does warn you, or maybe warn is the wrong word, it does tell you kindly that you can alter these things later and nothing is final if you don't like your look. So we're going to say, okay, great, and we're going to go to the basics. So the basics lets you pick, like a stock face as a starting point in the game with your appearance, and there's really a ton of options. Nightingale is a very stylized game and has this, incredibly Victorian steampunk look to it. But there is a lot of flexibility here in the character creator. So if I go with, a guy who looks like this, and then, you can mess with the age and, make him a little older if you want, or, quite gentlemanly. Let's just go, with a reasonably, rounded character, not too young, not too old, right there in the middle. And then you can mess with the voice and push play to see how it sounds. Pretty quiet. This is fine. Okay, so now you select your ancestry, and to do this, you kind of create a random lineage, and this will just generate kind of your family tree. And as far as I understand with this, once you've gotten this tree of folks contributing to who you are, this only affects your appearance. It doesn't change anything about your gameplay or anything. So you could just keep randomizing this however you like, and then you go to inheritance, and from this selection you can move this slider around, and you see how my face is changing based on which way I lean, the facial features of the family members on each side. And I'm just going to reset it and just put it right in the middle. And if I put it right in the middle, well, I just look like I did before, so that's fine. And step 2 allows you to customize your skin tone, eye color, and you can really get into the details with this, okay? So you have, a pretty reasonable amount of choices here when you're picking, and you can add, some other stuff. You can even also just randomize, your appearance. So I'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is fine. Let's randomize this, and I'm going to zoom out, kind of get a look at myself, and yeah, okay, I've got a nice darker complexion than I had before, with some redness and some mottled nature, and I think that looks fine. My hair, you could change your overall hair color, and I like this. The blonder tone is fine, but you can get wild and be purple or whatever you want. For Oh boy. Yeah, you can go Willy Wonka, Oompa Loompa style, whatever. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to keep my eyebrows, the same and all of this stuff. But what's nice is you can then go to hairstyle and zoom out once you've got the color fine. And this hairstyle is actually fine. I feel like a kind of quasi, Victorian gentleman. This is with a little bit of wave to his hair. That's just absolutely fine. And I'm going to go to facial hair, though, because I've got to have some facial hair. And you can have just, a full-on beard if you like. But you can also get some really, really neat mustaches and things like that going if you want. Or some burned sides. And this just looks so hilarious, right? Okay, so I've got these great mutton chops with a very manicured mustache, and, I look like I've been reading the paper, stepping around the streets of London, and yet that is not what our fate is going to have in store for us here. Then you can get even finer into your details, and honestly, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm not going to dwell too much on this. I'm going to change the eye color is actually fine. I'm not going to really change anything. You could do your makeup, your mouth, you could put on, all sorts of things. Step 3 then, this is actually going to affect your gameplay. So you select the starting circumstances for your character once you're happy with your appearance. Remember, you can always zoom out with the mouse wheel, and then you can hold left click and drag yourself around. You could toggle a hat, to see what you'd look like with a hat if you have one. We don't at the moment. You could change the lighting to see kind of how you would look in different circumstances. Oh my goodness, right? Now, so these will change and evolve with gameplay, your step 3 choices. And Nightingale is a multiplayer experience, but we're going to be doing this guide in single player. And honestly, I've only played the game single player myself, both times I've done a Let's Play, and it's a great time by yourself because Nightingale has probably one of the best companion systems I've seen in contemporary gaming that we'll explore in a moment. And it tells you that you'll be able to tune and adjust the difficulty of realms that you access. And this is very, very true. That beyond your starting area, when you're traveling to the different realms as a Realmwalker, you're going to be able to kind of adjust to a degree the difficulty and circumstances of those places if you need to for your gameplay. And the equipment and items that we have here will help us, but as far as I understand it, the starting choices that you make will affect you in the short term, but you can acquire all of the items and then catch up and get all of the stuff. So I don't think you're really locked into anything here, but let's just explore that a bit further. It does tell you at the bottom of this description something important, which is that you're going to need gear to prepare for your adventures, and your equipment score helps you know how prepared you are. So all of your gear will have this equipment score, which is a value, and the higher it is, the higher the game regards the equipment score. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best item, but it's a good way at a glance to just feel how strong you are and how strong a piece of gear is. So when we go to equipment right here, we can change our outfit. And if we want, to go with this modest outfit, or, arcane, if we want to be focusing on spell casting, or a gown, or an amazing suit, or a military uniform. And I will say that if you choose this outfit with the incredibly tight shorts, you do get this Calcularian pack, which is, as far as I understand it, the only starting outfit that begins with a sizable backpack. So you could craft a backpack pretty easily early, but it's nice to just use this and get yourself a backpack at the very beginning of the game. So this is what we'll choose. However, honestly, if you pick something because you just like how it looks, it doesn't matter. You can go this way, but you're going to be replacing this starter gear pretty quickly anyway. So I'm going to go with the military uniform. Now with your loadout, you get to pick kind of like what class you're going to be as a starter, like fighter, but this just determines what items you get and can again easily be changed once you get gear in the game. So you could be a fighter, a crafter, an adventurer, a builder, a magician, you know, a citizen with nothing, however you want. And let's just go as a fighter. So we'll start with this Charm of Fervor, which restores stamina. It's a charm that we can equip after killing a creature, and we get a bunch of healing potions, so that's fine. And then your story is again up to you. As far as I understand it, your story does not affect anything gameplay-wise. Maybe some lore, but it might just also be, you know, for you as a beginner, and it might affect how NPCs respond to you. But I haven't noticed it ostensibly changing anything dramatic of the game. Now, if I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and give us the hermit background, you know, and we were just secluded from society after our military exploits. Like, we joined the military, we were rank and file, we did a good service there, and then we decided that we couldn't trust humanity, and we left and ventured off on our own. But then the Pale arrived and whirled us into this situation, and here we are. And then you go to difficulty, and you can change the realm power. So it says the higher the realm power, the more challenging the realm. Explorer is for players who wish to focus on creativity and exploring the world and lore of Nightingale more so than challenging combat. Balanced is the core experience of Nightingale. Champion, Nightmare, and so on. We're going to do Balanced. Balanced is kind of how the game is intended to be played, and it will give us a reasonable place to begin as a starter. It's not as easy as Explorer, but that might be too easy. This is kind of going to give us some threats and some choices that we need to make, but it's not punishing. So after we're done with that, it's time to click Finalize and say, yeah, this is great. Let's go for it. And at the bottom right, you'll see a button that does say Finalize. Click on it when you're ready. And you could still, at this point, go back if you do want to make any changes to any element of the character creation. But I'm good to go. And I'm going to call us In Comp Tutorial.
Before time itself, the realms have existed. Born of curiosity, we opened the first gateway to our endless Fae wilds. The Fae have long since aided man in harnessing that which we live and breathe. Magic. Tolerance was known until your grasp extended reach. Greed, in the face of power, saw your world caught in ruin. And out flowed the Pale, swallowing all in its path. Some fled its ever-spreading tongue, seeking refuge in Nightingale, only to be severed from assistance as the pathway between realms collapsed. But perhaps not all is lost. For Nightingale still stands, pushing forward towards progress and enlightenment, humanity's final beacon. Your path thither is winding and full of terror's nascent Realmwalker. Wilt thou succumb to Fae lands beyond thy wit? Or wilt thou endure, find the way homeward and rebuild anew?
All right, so after that cheerful beginning, we start to uncover the lore of the game. And honestly, the game has a really cool story that is quite robust as you uncover it and just creates a really unique gaming circumstance with fun environments and creatures to interact with. And we're starting on this unknown realm. You can see the 10 realm power level that we set with balanced here in the upper center, and it's time to continue our journey. And oh, we have flashed through, and where are we? Well, we are in what appears to be a cave, and this might have been the portal that got us here, I guess. There's flame sconces abound, and you can see on the top center of the screen there is a ribbon for a compass there that's showing us the directions, and also there's an icon that looks like a basket with parts in it, and that's telling you there is definitely a tool that we want to go over there and pick up. And the number underneath it represents distance, so the closer we get to it, you'll see it start to tick down. Then in the bottom left of the screen, you're going to see our status effects, buffs, debuffs, conditions, our health, and our satiety bar. The bottom center is showing you your hot bar, which corresponds to the number keys 1 through 0 across the top of your keyboard. Then there is also Q, which currently is set to use our potion. So if we quick push Q, we'll drink our potion, but if you hold Q, you open up a wheel where you can select something else to use. Our left click is going to punch, our right click is going to block, and if we push F, currently we do nothing. So that's what the commands at the bottom right are telling us. So we need to unlock some stuff, and we do this by moving forward.
Let my words steer your steps.
So you saw that essence, and it said push E to collect essence. You can tap E to collect items, or you can generally hold E if you're close enough to pick up everything around you. What is this over here? Release Hope Echo, okay? The Veil Between Us. Reflections from the World's End. November 3rd, 1889. Sambungan. Paris is lost. All communication with the city has ceased. The last missive received claimed a substance emerged from Paris' transept portal. Since then, only silence. Our work continues in the shadow of this news, the portal ever present, while we study the artifacts brought back from the realms. However, uncertainty gnaws at us, and we are vigilant for anything untowards. Sita left on an expedition through the portal but days earlier. With luck, she will have arrived safely to the warm embrace of Nightingale City. She should return soon, but by boat or portal I no longer know. I worry for her. Were we wrong to trust in the portals in the realms for now? All I can do is wait. So we found this kind of manuscript page here in somebody's journal. And if you note the color of the book and the stationery and stuff, we're going to pick up on this narrative thread as we go and maybe find out information about Sita and some of the other places and characters mentioned within. But for now, I'm just going to push escape to close that little bit of story. There's some junk and bric-a-brac steampunk technology lying around, and then as I move toward the fence, we find a simple wood axe right in the skull of this skeleton. A charming sight. Push E to pick it up. Primary abilities. Main hand items have a primary ability, often an attack, that can be used to destroy obstacles or kill enemies. Press left to attack while holding a weapon. So as we're up on this fence, I can hold or just tap left to just swing my axe into it. You will see a few things. Number one, the axe has been equipped to the key 1 on my hotbar, which I can cycle through with the mouse wheel or push 1 to get to. Then, number 2, when I hit the fence, there were damage numbers that came up, reflecting how much damage this axe indeed is doing. And then on the ground, I have turned this fence into wood, or bundles of wood, and I told you can push E to pick it up, or if you hold E, you'll pick up all of it, and in the bottom left, it'll tell you how many items you've picked up and how many of that type you have if you look quickly enough. So I will hold E here, and you see I picked up 3, and in parentheses to the right of that, there's a number 5, meaning I have 5 wood and I just gained 3. So a lot of the time, things are destructible and you can get, resources from them. However, we will talk about inventory and encumbrance and all that in a moment. There is a chest right here. It's a Fae chest. And we need to open this with E. And we see that inside here, there are 2 injury salves and 1 slight health potion. So this gives us a moment to talk about the inventory in the game. But not yet. Okay, there's a bad guy that you can see here who wants to interrupt our reverie. So I'm going to hold right to block this guy, and I'm going to push F, or not. Maybe I don't know about that yet. There we go. Where is he? Okay. Sorry, I explained that incorrectly. So there was a cool attack. I thought it was F. I'm thinking of something else. If you hold right like I was doing to block, okay, you see how I knocked that guy down? I did it by when you're blocking, you'll notice in the bottom right, the left click has a hand with an arrow, meaning you push with your weapon. This is an unbelievably powerful tactic that you can use on easy enemies to just knock them to the ground and then obliterate them. Now you see these vapors, that often indicates there's an item there. You can walk over or just hold E and pick up anything nearby. We got some bound fiber. And there's essence over here. I'm going to run over and pick it up. Tier 1 essence picked up. You can hold shift to sprint, by the way, but as you do that, you see that there is a stamina bar that appears in the bottom center of your screen. Right now we look like we have about, 25 or 26 stamina, and it's depleting as we run, but then as soon as I let go of run, it refills and disappears. Now, a few things about that. Right-click to block. If I didn't want to block, I can just left-click and attack him, but doing the push first is so great for just knocking enemies down and obliterating them. You kind of take them out of commission for a moment. Now, anyway, we were so rudely interrupted, I wanted to talk about the inventory screen, and I don't even know if we got to pick up everything from inside this chest. We didn't. So, let's discuss this chest. Number 1, on the left is my inventory. On the right is the chest inventory. I can mouse over anything to get a tooltip, and it will tell you all sorts of useful information about this item. Starting from the top, this is a tier 1 item. The higher the tier, generally the more powerful. It's called the Injury Salve. We're getting 2 of them, as indicated by the picture in the upper right. It's a consumable. It's like a kind of a potion, but we eat this or whatever. And if we do it, it's going to give us health regeneration for a certain amount of time. So it's 10 regeneration for 5 seconds, I believe. And then the salve quickly restores health when consumed, but oddly does not fill the stomach, so it doesn't do anything for your satiety, but it does heal all injuries, and it's a crude characteristic. And then in the bottom right, it tells you the weight of the item. So it says each one weighs 0.1 kilograms, and it's a total of 0.2 kilograms weight because there's 2 of them. And then over here, we have a slight health potion, also a consumable, tier 1, but this just heals 75 health right away, instantly. And we're going to just pick them all up. But instead of doing that, what you can do here is just say transfer all by just picking up everything that's in the chest. And then we add it to the stacks that already exist in our inventory, if so. If not, it creates a new slot. Now, your inventory is limited by slots and weight. So we'll talk about that in a moment, but let's look at our inventory, and you can see on each of the items in the upper right corner, if there's like a teal circle, that's just a little badge telling you, oh boy, that you haven't inspected it yet. Okay, this guy wants to keep coming, but no problem, because we get to practice So you see the damage numbers in that case were yellow. I believe that means those are strong crits, hits or critical hits because the guy was prone. So we did get hit, but you notice that our health is regenerating anyway without using an item because we just have passive health regen. Now this might not be a safe place to talk, so as we keep getting attacked. So let's move on. I'll talk about the inventory more in a second. So they're telling you that the main hand items also have a secondary ability, which is blocking, which is right-click, that we've already demonstrated.
Now, fleshling, whither wander you lost in our Fae Wilds?
Yeah, I'm lost in the Fae Wilds indeed. Here's a baddie. There we go. So I'm getting some nice stuff. And by the way, if you choose right or left on that path, it all goes to the same area over here. And you see the essence kind of flitting away. You can run to it and try to pick it up.
Quickly, before those bound feet sniff out your despair.
I'm running after it. I want it. I got it. And there's some essence over here. I see you. I hear bad guys too, though, unfortunately. So, there's a chest. If we explore, I will take everything. We are getting attacked by a jerk. But no problem. Just knock him down. Chop him with your axe. Now, Puck told us to come over, and we will. But you see how, even though he told us to come over there, there was a secret chest hiding back here. This is just par for the course in Nightingale. One of the coolest things about the game is the exploration. Like, there's just secrets everywhere. So don't be afraid to explore. There's another chest right there. See, so by kind of lingering, we can pick up a few items, and, you know, these aren't the best, but it's still something. I'll take it. And look, even a chest over here. It's all the same stuff, but I like to think of it as victory points as we just run around picking up items and making Puck wait. Also, you can jump with the space bar. Did I get this one too? I did. Okay. Let's go. Here's Puck. Let's talk to him.
Shadows abound, yet like a fire's final embers, you refuse to be snuffed out. I come with an offer to guide you to a safer realm and rebuke death, unlike so many of your kin.
Rebuke it.
Oh, under this mask, you wonder. I am Puck. Robin to some, Oberon's merry wanderer of the night, the last furtive fae to grace your kind. Now, take this blood-stained card that you might travel swiftly to the realm of Abeyance. Give me your hands, that we may be friends, and I shall restore amends.
I can't wait to take your gloved hands. You look like a trustworthy sort of fae, so let's do it.
Homosit inconul ome. Across the divide, greater gifts await. Partnerships with we fae afford many wonders yet unseen.
Cool.
Hurry yonder toward portal and apparatus, so you, bare child of earth, might abscond this nightmare.
Okay, thanks, buddy. So, the quest is Escape the Nightmare, and that's a quest that I like to do and complete quickly, and here we go. This is a portal. In the upper right, you can actually see the main quest, Escape the Nightmare. Traverse the portal to the Abeyance realm. I'm going to click E to open the portal, and they want us to play a card to do that. So he just gave us the Abeyance card, and this is telling us what realm we want to go to. We want to go to the Abeyance Forest realm. This opens a portal to a realm where an estate can be built. An estate is like our home base. Not even Nightingale's oldest magicians have been able to trace the origins of this card. The image imprinted upon the paper brings intense loneliness to mind, but we're a hermit, so we're cool with it. Let's push R or click the button to open the portal. And oh my,
Fly, Realmwalker.
it certainly did open, didn't it?
Fiends have caught your despairing stench.
Let's go in. I mean, it looks cool. My stench apparently is bad.
Your path forward is winding and full of terrors. Save yourself. Survive the realms. And rebuild all that has been lost.
Just a little bit of responsibility on our shoulders, no problem. Let's take care of the first bit. All right. So when, my goodness, we seem to be in a very kind of celestial location. And who are you? Oh, wait a minute. You're my good friend with the mask, Puck. Yeah, I remember you. I never forget a face, Mask.
Count thyself among the fortunate few who managed to flee the foul pale. Nightingale still stands, but earth teeters on the brink, and these wilds are far from hospitable. Sequestered so, and struck by woe, begs the question, wilt thou be a survivor? Find your bearings and acquaint yourself with this realm. Long has it been left in limbo, not unlike you. Though this dismal landscape bears few reminders of its esteemed past, it need not remain so. One final card I give to thee. Play it yonder, at the center of this ancient crossway, and lift the veil of darkness to usher in a new dawn.
So we're at a crossway in the Abeyance realm, but there's some problems with the sky and the sunlight and just many other things. So to make this a more habitable place that we want to call home, or I don't know what you call living in a Fae realm, I'm going to push E to equip a card, and now you can see that Forsworn Skies are active. So this is why it looks like a nightmare. These skies have been forsworn, it decreases stealth, the sky is enraged. We want the sky to calm down, and we can do that with the cleansing card. So if I take the cleansing card and put it here, you remove all minor card effects from the realm. So you see the down arrow. This means we're going to bash out this Forsworn Skies. I'm going to apply it, and now, my goodness, take a look at the sky. Oh, wait. Is that... That doesn't look right. Oh. There it is. Better. Now we're talking.
Now that has made a difference. Quite the mechanism indeed. But you needn't fret over the lofty particulars just yet. More immediate concerns are at hand. The realm you've now cleansed was once the center of the Empyrean network. Long ago, it allowed lesser Fae and fleshlings to travel the wilds with ease and accuracy. Though the path onward is presently dormant, it did not meet the same ruinous fate as your human-made network. There is yet a way to reignite these portals. And, once thou hast proven thyself ready, I shall lead thee to it.
Oh, thanks,
One
buddy.
of my promised gifts should help your cause. A hermetic guidebook and pocket watch, purloined off the corpse of a Realmwalker. Keep these like close companions as you steel yourself. There is much to do before thy survival is assured.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it seems like the previous Realmwalker doesn't need that book or watch, so I'll take it. Alright, so we got some tools of the trade. And instead of getting tools of the trade, we actually got a quest to go get tools of the trade. So it's the next best thing, really. So in the upper right, you see that we need to get a wood axe. We already have that one. We need a hunting knife, a mining pick, and find immolation. Now, generally, I don't want to find immolation, but in this game, we certainly do. And we can look around this beautiful crossroads and portal, but instead, what we should do is run to this opening and explore this fantastic world. It's such a beautiful game, and the realms look very, very different most of the time, and this is a really pretty one. Just some cool statues. It looks like they have, I don't know if that's like a, grande latte in their hands, or what they've got there. A cheese wheel, sure, a book, and then, a baguette. Yeah, just normal stuff. Now, if I'm walking here on the bridge and I turn back, looks amazing. The sky still looks normal, but then also supernatural. If I push M, I find the map. So the map is going to tell us some pretty awesome stuff. First of all, you can zoom in and out with it. You could see that it's got Cartesian grids that are using letters and numbers to represent the horizontal and vertical axes. And the crossways, which is where we just were, is up here in B2, and we're moving kind of, southeasterly to the hunting knife. And how do I know it's that? Because remember what we saw before on the compass at the top of the screen, the little kind of basket of tools. Now it's here present on the map, but if you mouse over these, it'll show you what you can get from these locations. Here's the mining pick, here's immolation, and there's different types of icons that we're going to find. So if I mouse over this, it's a little puzzle that we can unlock, a reward if we solve it, and then this kind of flag with the mean face means infestation, so you fight some enemies, and if you kill them all, you get a reward. So there's different types of places we can go, and not all of them are yet uncovered, but we know for our quest, we just kind of walk around to these different items and pick them up. And actually, in this portion of the game, let's consider this the game's tutorial before we actually venture out into more dangerous realms. We're going to be learning how to do a lot of building, crafting, exploring, fighting, the different tools and stuff. And to do that, you want to just try to pick up every single one of these icons that has a tool. Also here on the right, it does tell you what realm you're in. So based on the card, we're in the Abeyance Forest realm, and there's no minor cards that have been played because we just cleansed the bad one, but there isn't actually one in play, so this is just like normal as far as I understand, and I'm going to push M to just kind of close the map so we know that we're going in the right way. But we didn't even need that because also on the compass again, you're going to see the little indicators of the basket of goodies. So I'm going to walk over here, and do I want mushrooms? Well, of course I do. Do I want that? Yes. You could pick up stuff by pushing E, or you can just kind of like hold E and then just run around, and you will just like... Oh, you know what? Maybe that doesn't work. Aww. Okay. So that's sad. So, that doesn't appear to work. I've been playing too much Satisfactory. You just have to tap E in this to pick up everything. And that works fine. Okay, so I'm going to then pick up this knife that's stabbed in these letters. This is a normal place for a knife. And we got it. And we have a new quest called Near and Dear. So what does that mean? Well, we'll find out in a moment. There's a, a little bit of a lean-to here. And I can pick up these berries. I can also just, hit some stuff, but apparently not that. So certain items you can just wreck in the environment. And some you really can't. So just give it a whack to see if it'll break. But they're not breaking, so fine. Now, before I go to the next icon, you can see I'm just kind of lining up my compass. Let's talk a little bit about what we got. So first of all, if I push tab, it's going to open up our inventory. This is what I wanted to talk to you about before, but we kept getting attacked, so it wasn't the right time. On our inventory, this tab will default and just open up the inventory panel, but you could see on the ribbon on the top, there is a progression tab, which are like the blueprints and recipes and the tech trees. There's our journal, which keeps track of our quests. There's our guidebook, which explains the different items that we have acquired. Social, options, fair enough. Now, in inventory, I'm going to go ahead and look on the right. Here's my stats, max health, stamina, my overall gear score, and then some more nuanced statistics. To the right of the backpack, you're going to see our paper doll, our equipped items. And then in the upper left, you'll see in orange, that is the gear score number. This is just all the starter stuff that we have. So for example, this explorer's helmet, what does it do for us? Well, it's tier 0, which means god-awful. And it gives you the durability in the bottom left, the weight in the bottom right. And then in the middle, it's going to say it gives us 5 health because we're wearing it. But that's about it. So not exactly fantastic, but that's what it's doing. Now, inside our backpack, you can see we have all of these different items here, and we have plenty of slots for them. But weight is the key. And in the upper right, you could see that we have... this is including what's in our backpack and our equipped gear. But our equipped gear, it says, has increased our maximum weight limit. What's that? Well, that's the backpack. So the backpack increased our maximum weight by 25. And that means normally we'd just be able to carry 50, but we got a backpack so we can go up to 75. The number is green because it has been augmented. Now, if I mouse over this bundle of wood, you can see that we have 12 of them because I've been just breaking stuff and picking up the bundle of wood. And these do have weight to them, which is 12 kilograms. Each one weighs 1. So of my 22, 12 is here. And in fact, let's discuss that right now. Weight is one of the most important things when you're carrying stuff because it adds up quickly. So if you go to the bottom of your backpack here and you click sort, until it says sort by decreasing weight. This is what I like to do. So click it until it says sort decreasing weight, because when you do this, it puts the heaviest stuff in the upper left and then it moves down to the lightest stuff. But what's cool about this when you have it selected is that it permanently puts a weight indicator on the items in your backpack, and it tells you how much the stack weighs. Now, it doesn't tell you the quantity if you have this, like if you go by grouped or whatever, but I like it because it just tells me like, oh, these are really heavy, and you should be careful. If you mouse over it, it'll tell you how many you have. So that's a good place for us to start. Now, while you're in this screen here, you can look at your hotbar. So we have our wood axe, and the wood axe tells you that it's a two-handed weapon, and it's a gear level 20, which is just better than... It's tier 1, so it's better than our tier 0 clothing. It does melee damage, and it gives you some injury resistance, and has crit damage and magic power, and it does slashing type damage. It also... We have our knife here, which does damage, but what's important about... it does piercing damage, okay, so that could be important for the type of foe you're fighting. It does 16 melee damage, but it has crit times 3, so if you're backstabbing and critting, you're going to be doing a ton of damage with a knife, and it actually boosts your stealth if you have it equipped. But the other key about both the wood axe and the knife is that they are used for different applications. So a knife is used, for example, for skinning animals, and the axe, well... I'm hoping that you understand what an axe is used for, and we've already shown that by just chopping down trees and getting wood and stuff. We have some other things that we can look at in our inventory. So this is just our backpack of items. We have realm cards. If you get any realm cards, they go here. Here's our essence right now, and we actually have 16. So this could be tricky. If you are sorting by weight, there's a 0. You're like, I have none. But no. It's just because essence doesn't weigh anything. And then these are our consumables. This is tricky because there's all these slots down here, but then there is this default panel of 8 items in the consumable wheel that you get to by holding down Q. So I'll show you right here. Like we have health potions, injury salves, mushrooms, berries, and blueberries and stuff. If I hold Q, then you're going to see all of those items there, and you can change them by going to this and kind of moving them around or taking them on and off to customize your radial menu. Also, you could see, while we're in this screen, you can move the mouse and just check. This says Comfort Level 2, which gives us 25 health regeneration per minute and 7 stamina per minute, but it's fading. And we get this by sleeping in a nice bed, and then we're drenched because it's raining. So that's kind of what that icon there means. Okay, so let's just keep moving around, and I'm going to run over and just try to get to where, yep, right down here. You see the shimmer of the kind of smoke coming. That is an item. Let's run down these steps, and we get a lot of things. There is, what's this? It's cured meat. And there is a mining pick here inside, well, a mining cart. Now, pro tip, you see how there is a mine right here, and we just got a mining pick. Push 3 to equip your mining pick. Remember how I was just discussing applications of your tools? Well, you know a mining pick is going to be used to mine, and these rocks are in a mine, in my way. Break them. Smash it all. Hold E. Pick up the sandstone if you wish. Keep clearing it out until, look at this, there is a chest back here. There is a torch I can pick up, and I immediately equip it. Now, I've got this torch, and I'm holding it in my left hand, but I can dual wield if I use a one-handed item and hold something in my left hand, like a torch, and a knife in my right hand, and you can push F to throw, my God, a piece of my torch, I suppose. Or you can push right-click to use your special ability, left-click to attack. But what if I don't want this item equipped? Let's discuss that. But first, I'm going to push E and open up this chest. There is a feast card. It's a realm card. And if I play this card, I prolong the effects of a meal, grow hungry more slowly, and heal more quickly. The realms threaten many with hunger and starvation, but it need not be so. This card helps keep the stomach satisfied no matter how far away the next meal. And then there's a stamina potion and ore. I'm going to just take all of that. And we didn't do this yet, but you can usually break these chests. Now, you see, this chest is really hard to break. You see how much health this thing has? I do 53 with my pick. I do 45 with my axe, so I'm going to keep hitting it. Now, I have to take a break because of my stamina. There we go. So I broke it, and what do we get? We get tin, a tin hinge, some brass ingots, some reinforced leather, and we also got ourselves some lumber. So these are kind of like, several of them are advanced crafting materials, so you can just get those by breaking that. Now, not everything, though. If there's no health bar or no durability or it doesn't break instantly, it isn't something that you can break. Now, our torch is not going to work in the rain, but it also doesn't work with the axe because it's a two-handed item. Now, let's just run back and see if I can apply this realm card. I honestly don't know if it's going to allow this at this point, but it would be nice to not have to worry about satiety as much. You see in the bottom left, our hunger bar is halfway depleted. I'm going to run. And I'm going to play a minor realm card. So I got this card. So can I put it here? Let's do it. Let's play the feast. Look at that. There's some nice purple flowers. Fantastic. Apply it. So now we have this effect. And horrible thrumming noises. Oh my God. That happened. Looks like we're like cracking up the simulation, you know, like Assassin's Creed 2 style. But I couldn't tell you if that's right. However, in the bottom left, now check this out. Moderate food duration increase modest health regeneration increase, modest hunger rate decrease. These card icons indicate realm effects. So we just made this place a lot better because we don't have to worry about food as much. And if we were worried about food, just hold down Q and I don't know, I have this jerky. I'm just going to eat some jerky. And you could see, whoop, let's look, push tab. I've eaten jerky in the bottom left. I had some cured meat, that meat that we just picked up in the leaf wrap there. This is from a deer. And just kind of like in Valheim, you can have 3 food effects active, and they need to be kind of different foods usually to stack. And this is a meat type, and it's going to give us health, max health bonus, max stamina, health regeneration, hunger mitigation, and it's going to last for a long time, 1,080 seconds, and some environmental resistance. So that's amazing, but you always want to have as many effects as you can, so let's eat this berry. And let's also go ahead and eat, I don't know, this mushroom. And now I have 3 food effects: portobello mushrooms, berries, and cured meat. And all of these are contributing to boost my stats in a wonderful way. You can see our health is already up to 120. So a note about some of our items. Let's say I want to use my torch. If I push 2 right now, I pull it out because 2 is my knife and it's a one-handed weapon, or item rather. And if I don't want it though, I could push H to sheath, boast, like put away whatever I'm holding. And now, if I push 2 again to bring out my knife, you'll notice that I do not bring out my offhand item. But if I push 8, I will bring it back up. So if you want to not be carrying it for some reason, just push H to put it away, and then bring out your one-handed. Whenever you have an offhand available, and whichever one you have selected, you will equip that when you equip a one-handed item. And you can see your offhand quick bar stuff are in slots 8, 9, and 10. You can also, if you don't want to carry a torch, just push 9 or 0 to equip something that isn't there at the moment, so I don't have a torch out, if that, is a concern. Now, I've turned on toggle sprint, so instead of holding shift, I just have to push it. Also, if you're fighting enemies, you can push control to kind of dodge to the right and left. It takes a ton of stamina, but it's a cool way to get out of the path of enemies and stuff. Now, my stamina is draining, so I'm going to turn off sprint for a moment, and let's move to the next item. We need immolation. We found everything else. Let's keep moving. Running down these stairs here. Now, is it just me, or did us playing that card alter the way that this realm looks? So we played a minor realm card, but you notice how there's like a red tinge to things and to the purplish tinge to the trees. I believe, unless I'm not remembering correctly, it was more of a greener shade before, and the feast card has kind of affected the visuals. Oop, there's a little camp over there too. Let's go here and acquire immolation. So this is, we have a new quest, and we finished the main quest. So what is immolation? Let's go look at it. This is an enchantment, and it's launch a ball of fire that detonates on impact, dealing fire damage and lighting creatures on fire in an area. Can be charged to increase the size and damage of the fireball. So we picked this up, which is great. I'm going to just break a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, here's some flour, and just kind of see if there's any other unique items in here for yourself to pick up that might look good. So this item is an enchantment, and to use it you need to actually right click and go to apply, and then what you want to do is put it on one of your not one-handed, but either one or two-handed weapons that we have right now, our mining pick, our axe, or our knife. And it says this will consume Immolation 1 and will permanently fill the slot on whichever item that you pick. So these items that we have do have a free slot currently for an enchantment. Now, this seems pretty intense, like I'm going to lose it. However, I'm going to tell you that even though we do lose it, it's not permanent because we can craft this again. We can get more of these if we wish. So don't feel bad about applying these. And I'm actually going to do it. I'm just going to put it on my axe for the moment. And I'm going to select my axe and I'm going to say enchant. Now, my axe is ready to go. And if I want to use Fireball, I push R, okay? And now you see how I've like kind of grabbed my axe, the enchantment out of it. I've got this Fireball in front of me. And then if I left click, I sort of like throw it. So if I want it again, I push R and I've got it here. And I can just blast something in front of me with it. Or I can hold R and then... I'm sorry, not hold R, but just push R and then hold left click and then charge this up. You see how now it's level 3 and then shoot it for an even bigger explosion. So let's just say, hypothetically, I'm going to push control. I'm sorry. I scared them all. Oh, you guys. I didn't mean to. I meant to push C to crouch. Alright, fine. Fine. We'll come back for these guys. I'm going to push C like I'm all sneaky. And you see, I hit that deer right there for nearly all of its life. Alright, these guys are so fast. Will you stop running for just a moment so that I might gift you with my power? And they say no, we will not. And you can understand why. Because this looks really scary. So I'm just going to push R and cancel it. Okay. I'm going to run us up here to this, and I'm going to look at the map. If I show you, there is a settlement here, and we can go over to the settlement. But over here, there's also some items. Now, they no longer tell us what they are, but they're treasured items, and we certainly want to get these. So just as a pro tip for this whole area, our goal is to just clean this map. Any place that you see a treasured item, get it. It's going to make life much better for us in a variety of ways. So let's just kind of... I have 3 food effects active. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to just pull out my enchantment. I'm going to hold this up. And I'm going to just blast these guys. Now, you see right here, this heart, start attacking it as soon as you can. And bam. That heart will respawn the bad guys. Now, there is another guy over here who's throwing stuff at us, but let's just shoot him and blow him up. And you see Catherine hitting. I'm going to hold E. I'm going to start picking up everything I find. And I'm going to get all this stuff too. So good. Okay. So that's the power of immolation. And also, for clearing out that nasty heart thing, we get a reward, and we're helping this whole settlement thrive. So they had some baddies out here. We helped them clear it out. Break the boxes, just pick everything up if I want it. See what else is here. If there's anything good to gather, well, there's some quartz. That's kind of nice. So I'm going to go back down here, and you can see that this person, Catherine, is recruitable. And we're going to find out what that means. But basically, you can get a companion in Nightingale to travel with you, one, and they are invaluable. They can carry stuff for you. They can fight with you. They can mine or gather resources for you. They are awesome. And there is an essence bundle. This is generally a prize that you get for clearing a bad area. You see how the triangle is blue? It'll usually be red if you need to clear it. And once you do, it turns blue and you get the bundle. And this gives us 25 tier 1 essence. So you might wonder, what in God's name does essence do? Well, essence is used to uncover technology. So if I push P to open the progress or the progression screen, all of these things, like a simple workbench, for example, this one I can learn for free, but if I want to learn how to make some of these other recipes or some of these other crafting stations, I need essence corresponding to the tier level that we see here. There's 3 tabs, tier 1, 2, and 3, to unlock them. So one of the things that you're going to spend essence on is this. Essence has other uses as well. It's generally the trading currency, I believe, and you use it to craft. But for now, that's going to be the main application. Now, Catherine, I'm going to talk to her, and it says Survivor Management for hire. I'm just going to hire Catherine, and she's with me. Now, you can dismiss her at any time. She costs you nothing, and you can give her directions on what to do. So you can say, Catherine, follow me, work here, which means stay here and just work, stay here, stand still and do nothing. I'm going to say follow me. That's what I want her to do, is just follow me around. And then you can say manage equipment and inventory on her. You can see she's got stuff. She has her starting equipment, and she's equipped with a little knife right here, which is fine. But here's the best thing about, or one of the best things about companions. They have inventory slots, but for them, weight doesn't matter. Only the slots matter. So take your heaviest thing, click on it, and then push F. It says move to container, but in this case, rather, the container is her. I'm just going to say, hey, can you carry all of these? And she's like, yeah, no problem. Can you carry all of this lumber? Sure. Can you carry all of this block? Sure. Everything that's heavy, I'm going to give it to her. Sticks, whatever. Ingot, it's for you. And now, if we gather any of this stuff, if we find it, she'll automatically just go around looting and picking things up. It's awesome. So if I go out here, for example, she'll just follow us. Oh, this is essence. If you see these guys, you can push E and just kind of grab the essence from them. And, like, if I, let's see, this barricade is actually kind of hard to break, but let's just say I did. Let me just break this really fast. Okay, now watch. Catherine is just going to go over and she's just going to get it. She's just going to pick it up for you. So your companion is awesome. She will fight. She will revive you if you get knocked out. She will pick up stuff. It's fantastic. And if you give her a tool, like if you give her an axe, she could go chop down trees. Wonderful. So I'm going to pick up a bunch of plant fiber and stuff and just gather, walk around here. And you can see there's a bunch of deer down here. Let me sneak up on the deer, or see if I can. It'd be a lot easier if I had like a ranged weapon. I do have this. Now, the range on your immolation is not indefinite, and you need to really kind of practice to see how far, indeed, it will shoot. But I'm just going to very carefully creep. 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 Alright, let's see if I can hit over there. I think the answer is yes. That was a charged level 3 explosion, and we killed a bunch. I'm going to push C to stand back up, and I'm going to run over here and jump the water. Look at this. There's some dead animals. Equip your knife, and then start slashing away at the animal carcass. And then you can see it turns into hide, bones, and meat. You can collect some plant fiber here, all kinds of cool stuff. And wasn't there another animal that we killed? Maybe I'm imagining that, or maybe they stacked up. Catherine, did you see another one go down? Oh, stones. These little rock piles, you need these. These are rocks. You can get these. And again, you can say, hello. Now, cool thing too, you can just talk to her, but you can also just hold E and open up this wheel and say manage inventory, and then you could just start giving her stuff. Like, these stones are heavy. Can you take these for me? Thank you so much. And here's some twigs that I found, and I got this hide. And by the way, anything else that's heavy. I'll carry everything else. You're doing great, Catherine. Thank you so much. Perfect. So you can see that we have 3 main quests. We need to establish a base. We need to talk to the rest of the people inside the settlement that we just freed, and we need to complete some encounters in a Fae Ruins to finish these quests. Now, you see how this stick, when I mouse over it, the axe icon appears? That's telling me that I have my knife out. I need a different tool to gather this. And I'll break it open, and, Catherine is just like, I will pick that up for you because I am awesome. She's like Pippi Longstocking with the pigtails. She has infinite strength and is going to be our companion. Now, if you don't like how she looks or you find a better companion, you can always just, take her stuff and dismiss her and hire a new one. No problem. And so far, this one at least doesn't cost anything. So, tremendous. We have a lot more to do in this series, and it's going to be a series. I'm going to have to make several episodes because this game is so awesome. There's a ton to explore, and I don't want to leave anything out. I really want to create a thorough and comprehensive guide for new players so you can get into this game and start loving it like I do. Everyone, I want to say thank you so much for watching this first episode of our Complete Beginner's Guide to Nightingale. I hope you have found it to be useful. And if you have any questions about the game, please post those in the comments below. I do read all the comments. I'd love to help you out. And if you are a veteran Nightingale player and you want to make any corrections to anything that I've said or add any information for new players, that would be awesome. Just make sure it's done in a way that's not spoilery. That would be great. Everybody, thank you so much. I'll check you next time. Take care.